Everyone deserves support on their mental health journey. NAMI Central Texas offers free education programs, support groups, and resources for individuals and families affected by mental illness. Whether you're living with a condition or supporting someone who is, NAMI Central Texas helps you know you are not alone. Join the movement for mental health awareness and hope. Learn more at NAMICentralTexas.org. That's NAMICentralTX.org. Today on CityCast Austin, it's the Friday News Roundup. The news keeps coming, so we are here to break down some of the headlines that have happened in the city this past week. So we're going to talk about the latest on ICE protests in our area, some big changes to our entertainment scene, and a cat that has gone viral. It's Friday, January 16th. I'm Nikki Devon, and this is what Austin's talking about. Hello, I am here with Leslie Rangel, Deputy Managing Editor for The Barbed Wire. What is up, Leslie? Welcome back.
Whoop, whoop. I'm so excited to be here. I'm such a fan of CityCast. It's always a good morning when I get to spend it with y'all.
Oh, man, we're a fan of you. And our awesome executive producer, Eva Ruth Morvek. What is up, Eva Ruth? Happy Friday.
What up? Glad to be here. Missed you guys. It was a hard week away from CityCast Austin, I must say.
Yeah, Eva Ruth has been traveling this week, so the rest of the team has just been,
killing it.
Yes, that's one way to say it. I was going to say we've been acting like, how you act when your boss is gone. We're like, we don't have to do
acting
that.
Up. Yeah,
we're going to stop this meeting 3 minutes early.
Don't tell me that.
So rebellious.
Oh my gosh. Okay, so y'all, this week has been a little crazy in the city. So first off, protests have continued this week in our area over the recent shooting of Renee Macklin Good by an ICE officer in Minnesota. There's been activity at the Texas Capitol, at City Hall, in Cedar Park, at the J.J. Pickle Federal Building downtown, and beyond, all in opposition to ICE's actions, which, I've said this before, and I'll say it again. Austin just stays down. Like, we if we ain't gonna do nothing else, we gonna protest. We're gonna protest some shit we don't like. So, Eva Ruth, let's get into it. What do we know?
Over last weekend, we saw some arrests of people who were protesting here in Austin. On Saturday, which was kind of the third consecutive day of our local protests, in the morning, there were about 400 people who demonstrated at Austin City Hall, including Congressman Greg Casar. And then there was also that day, there was a vigil at the Travis County Jail for Good, who was a mother of 3. The line from federal law enforcement from ICE has been that she was, disrupting their activities and basically endangered the life of an ICE officer who then shot her, that she was using her car. And of course, there's a lot of people who don't see that and who think that she was murdered, unjustifiably. And so, there was this vigil kind of remembering her. And then later in the day, protesters clashed with local and state police at our federal building before they marched down to Congress Avenue, and DPS and APD both said that they deployed pepper balls at demonstrators. And there were 5 people arrested and held temporarily, basically just overnight. I wasn't here, so I was seeing the news from afar, but anything else I missed about these protests that y'all saw here in Austin lately, and that will no doubt continue?
Yeah, we're actually working on a piece about this at the Barbed Wire, but it really seems like along with this idea of abolish ICE, something that even just like early this month, people thought, okay, that's far-fetched, but now that everything has happened and things continue to keep going, this sentiment is really growing. And like Kat Cardenas, one of our contributors at the Barbed Wire, is just gathering a lot of information on the movement and the actual legitimacy of abolish ICE. And even, as we've seen Minnesota, the government and leaders in Minnesota are also echoing similar stances. But it's all really interesting. And Nikki, I think again you hit it right on the mark. Austinites just show up. We show up differently.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I think that I'm not saying that originally we were going to play nice. That's not what I'm trying to say. But I think that when originally APD was like, we're not in it. We're not in it. We're not touching it. We're not gonna help. We're not gonna do anything. But now,
yeah,
that it's seeming that APD is participating in ICE after they led ICE to that Honduran mother.
Yes, they basically called immigration at a police call, handed over a Honduran mother and her daughter to ICE.
Exactly. And so it's like now that feels like the gloves are off. You're not doing what you said that you were going to do. You're not, and it's also, I think, probably really frustrating. Austin already has a kind of tumultuous relationship with APD as it is. It is, we are kind of walking the fine line, with that relationship. And so I think that any sign of distrust, then we're starting back at one, and that's what's happening. Like, you know, at this point, your city, that we're going to stand up, that we're going to protest for injustice, even if we don't think it's going to help, or even if we don't know if it's going to help. Austinites are going to get in the streets. They're going to protest. They're going to stand on bridges with signs. This is our culture. And I've been seeing it on the internet. I've been seeing warnings about people spotting ICE in the city. And I've been seeing warnings like, hey, all right, listen, we spotted ICE in this area. Tell your people. So not only are people protesting, but there's a really big community effort too, to just let each other know where they're seeing ICE to keep people safe.
Yeah.
Wow. Which is how things started in Minnesota. I mean, what happened was in December, there was this big effort to surge ICE operations there. And local residents started pushing back. And they've really come up with some tactics, to organize people in a way that, they're using whistles to kind of alert of ICE's presence. And then all these people have been following ICE officers around. It's a lot of kind of vigilante, just grassroots action. And, I feel like we haven't seen a lot of that concentrated effort in Austin. And I do know that this incident, obviously really upset people here. We're going to have more on how APD has responded and kind of changed their approach a little bit in an upcoming episode. But one thing that I saw that I thought was really interesting is there's a group called Indivisible 1431. And they're holding protests every weekend in Round Rock, Pflugerville, and Cedar Park. So when we think about, the protest culture in Austin, it's also spreading to the burbs.
I thought it was interesting that fractured trust that you said, Nikki, that is already there with APD, which really, I feel like it's been ongoing for years. But the last time we saw such fractured trust was in 2020 with the Black Lives Matter protests. And now here we are again. And I think it's really interesting that, you have the police chief telling certain news outlets, well, I think we are going to be, in some instances, maybe not working with ICE. Don't quote me, not word for word, but that's the gist of it. And then all of a sudden you've got city council saying, whoa, those aren't the conversations we've been having with APD. So it's interesting to see, even within the leadership politics, people are not on the same page. And a lot of people say, oh, it's Austin only, thinking Austin city limits. But, the reality is Austinites have also moved to the suburbs.
Exactly.
You carry the same spirit.
It's spreading.
Totally. So guess which famous Austinite asked this question? Quote, "Are we really going to be the Gestapo?" about ICE.
Oh.
He's basically calling ICE the Gestapo.
I mean,
is it Matthew McConaughey?
No. Leslie?
To me, it's giving Greg Kassar.
Okay, well, this is going to surprise y'all, but it was Joe Rogan.
What?
Oh, I should have known that.
I should have known that.
Also,
damn it.
Eva, I'm going to say this with love. Do we call Joe Rogan an Austinite?
Absolutely
I
the fuck
know.
not.
I know.
Okay, thank
I
you,
don't.
Nikki.
I
Thank
don't.
you, because
I
that wasn't
don't.
even on my radar.
Listen, I am adamant. Him and Elon are not. I'm adamant.
Does he call himself an Austinite? I don't know.
I don't know, maybe, but white men been Columbusing stuff for years. So he's trying to Columbus Austin, and I'm not into it. I'm not here for it. I'm not.
Look, I'm with Nikki on this one.
Okay,
but
fine.
I can't believe he said that.
So there's this rift now. It's not just, some might say that like that abolish ICE idea and all of that came from, very grassroots liberal kind of position in response to a lot of the Black Lives Matter, looking for a solution, looking to like reduce the footprint of law enforcement in our lives altogether, But now it's coming from conservative people and all kinds of people, people who've been very close to our president. So
I'll just say this. Like, I heard someone, and I heard someone liken ICE agents to slave catchers from back in the day. That's exactly what it is. I did not make it up. Somebody on the internet made the connection. If we're keeping it a buck and we're being honest, you're tracking and capturing and
right.
You know what I mean? And taking people
who are quote unquote breaking the law.
Exactly.
As the law is in this day. I mean, yeah.
So, I'm just saying, I think that a lot of the reason, to your point, Eva Ruth, why there has been some dissension is because they are straying far from the plot at this point. This is no longer a debate about we're just trying to keep the country safe.
We're just trying to enforce immigration laws.
Yeah, I feel like this is just about control. And this is in heavy quotations. If you don't look like you belong here, then they're like, yeah, grab that person too, just in case. Like, there's no rhyme or reason.
Yeah.
And I think that is what's causing a lot of the like, whoa.
What's going on?
Yeah, what's going on? We don't want to be associated with this.
Yeah,
which is why city council is like, oh, hey, wait a minute now.
I heard from a conservative person who I'm very close to tell me that, I don't know where it was, somewhere in America, that like Native Americans have been getting arrested by ICE. And that is just, really?
Let's not even get started.
They are more American than any of the rest of us ever will be.
Bruh. Yeah. So, we're obviously keeping our eye on this. R.I.P. to Renee Good. But also, Austin's keep doing what we do. Make good trouble. Protest. Exercise your rights. Do all the things.
Exercise your rights.
Yep. Silence is complicity.
Hey y'all, it's Nikki. Do you need an idea of how to kick off the new year right? Why not plan a weekend getaway with fun, friends, and small town charm at downtown Brenham's Uptown Wine Swirl on January 17th? You can sample over 40 delicious wines for only $40 while strolling in beautiful downtown Brenham. And if you're like me, you might like to check out music whenever you visit another town. If so, Brenham has you covered because the good vibes don't stop at the Wine Swirl. You can relax and enjoy popular live music throughout the whole county at wine bars, breweries, restaurants, and more. Or you can book some tickets for one of the upcoming shows at the Barnhill Center at Historic Simon Theater. Y'all, it should be no surprise that Brenham is a music-friendly destination. So buy your tickets today because there's a limited supply. Brenham shines bright all year long. Plan your getaway now at visitbrenhamtexas.com. So, speaking of Austin being amazing, a part of our identity is always changing. I feel like we keep our weirdness for the most part, but our identity is actively, rapidly changing right now. And there are a lot of things that are just like, it feels like every time we get used to something else changes. And this week was no different. We saw two major news changes this week. First up, out of the gate, so we found out Doug Cugini, which is the co-founder of Austin's Hole in the Wall, has died at 75. Him and his parents opened Hole in the Wall June 15th, 1974, in a former dry cleaner storefront. For those of you that have never been, it's on University of Texas campus. The venue holds roughly about 200 people or fewer. And so it's kind of defined this Austin intimate musician first atmosphere that we kind of became famous for. I think Hole in the Wall really had a huge play in us becoming, the live music capital of the world. You could see bands at Hole in the Wall every single night of the week, most times for free. And and that's been happening since June of 74. That's over 50 years. And so RIP Doug.
Yeah. There was this, I don't know if y'all remember back in 2023 when it almost closed.
Yes.
And it was like the whole city was like, this cannot happen.
Yes.
And then Hole in the Wall was saved because the city intervened and got them a 20-year lease with $1.6 million from the city. So it's like, that to me just says how important this institution has been to Austin.
People are like, don't you dare.
You will not.
You will absolutely not take away the Hole in the Wall. Have you guys, when's the last time y'all were at Hole in the Wall?
It's been, I'm even embarrassed to say this. I never went. But I used to walk past it, going to class all the time. And I'll tell you why. Because in college, I was such a perfectionist. I was like, I don't have time for fun. I need to only do internships and I need to keep my nose in the books. Call that the case of the eldest first generation daughter.
Same. Listen, same. I did not go to Hole in the Wall when I was in college. Did not. I was like, I don't have time for such tomfoolery. I gotta keep these grades up, girl. Yes. No, same.
I didn't either, for the record. I didn't, Well,
okay, so y'all were judging me.
Well, but once I got to be an adult, I was like, yeah.
You've had time since then. Come on now.
I have. No, and I almost went because investigative reporters and editors just held their December social, and I couldn't go. Now people know I'm having a baby, but at the time I couldn't go. It's like, I am just not feeling good. I can't go.
Yeah.
So I was really sad not to go. But maybe I'll have to celebrate this baby once it comes to Earthside at Hole in the Wall.
I think that's the spot for your shower. Yeah. Baby shower at Hole in the Wall.
Yes. Listen.
That would be so Austin.
You guys get out to Hole in the Wall. It's still there. Go see a show for Doug. And then the second thing, I got to admit, y'all, this thing kind of has me shook. I did not think it would upset me as much. But starting mid-February at the Alamo Draft House, they are changing their ordering policy. It's implementing a new phone ordering policy.
What?
So, Alamo Draft House is implementing a new phone policy. You will have to order your food on your phone, which is the antithesis of the Alamo Draft House we know.
Yeah. You're not supposed to be on your phone at the Alamo.
You never are. The pre-movie PSAs at the theater are my favorite things. It's been going on for decades. And a few weeks ago, Dolly Parton joined the lineup of actors and directors and politicians who tell moviegoers to turn them phones off. It's like such a part of the identity. But starting mid-February, instead of like scribbling your food order down on paper and then pressing that cute little button, you will have to order through the company's app before and during the movie.
Dumb.
And on top of that, you know how that tells you if a table next to you is being loud, raise an order card. No. Now, if a table next to you is being loud or texting, you have to text on your phone through the app to let somebody know that they're using their phone. Do you know what I'm saying? You gotta snitch about people being on your phone by using your phone.
By being on.
It doesn't make any freaking sense.
No, Draft House.
Y'all, and someone said this in the article, this is on KUT, the reason why people choose Alamo over other places is because of this strong, like, regardless of what kind of movie you're going to see, regardless of the day of week, once those lights go down, there are no phones and people are quiet and you can immerse yourself in the movie. It's one of my favorite things about going to the Alamo. Yeah. And there's a press release from Alamo Draft House, and it says that the new system will be more efficient and cause less disruptions mid-movie. And they said that the app has, quote, dark screen technology designed to work at low brightness level to prevent distractions like talking, texting, or scrolling on social media. But then here when you turn my phone on, do you know what I see? A big ass bright photo of me and Nicole, or a big ass bright photo of me and my dog. So regardless of what your app is, when most people open their phone, like it doesn't make y'all. I don't know why I'm so mad about it. I don't know why I'm so mad about it.
Because it ruins the experience.
It ruins the experience, and it's like it's turned into. Another person said it's turned into like a sanctuary for people that just want to get away from the constant pinging of the phone. And I feel like, in totality, movies are like that for me. When I go into a movie theater, I am going into another place. I love the fact that I can just tuck my phone away at Alamo and everything is done like in person to person. It's like, it's one of the things that I like. And it also is a part of the whole experience of eating in a theater. If I just wanted to order some fucking food, I can go order some food online somewhere and watch a movie at home.
I think it's interesting because, a lot of the younger kids, we've seen this before on, just they're ditching the smartphones and going for flip phones. What if you don't have the ability to download an app? You just... sorry, out of luck, can't go to the draft house.
Yeah.
What if your internet is slow? I
never get service in there anyways.
Ever. I never get service in the movie theater. Another thing that I like about Alamo is that, and please don't judge me, y'all. Everybody that works at the Alamo is so cute and attractive, and they're just so nice. And I love interacting with them. And they say that nobody will lose their job. They say that nobody's pay will be affected. But it's also like you've turned this into this weird, just like this person just has to come and fetch you and give you your food and like run out. And there's no interaction. It seems really impersonal and really cold. And it makes it too transactional. And it just takes away the spirit of what made Alamo special, in my opinion.
I'm curious to see... really and truly, how much longer is the draft house going to last? Like,
listen,
I may try it like once just to see, like, but I don't know. It's also, it's an investment to go. Like, we can get a little movie ticket for $6 and just go to like South Park Meadows.
You're paying for an experience. You're paying for that interaction.
So is it worth it?
Yeah.
Well, listen, Alamo Draft House was founded in Austin by husband and wife Tim and Carrie Lee, like back in 1997. And it's grown more than to like 40 locations across the nation. But in 2024, the chain was bought by Sony Pictures Entertainment after filing for Chapter 11 bankruptcy during the pandemic. And so it's like another example of big business coming in and being like, oh, look at this cool, awesome, amazing things. We're changing it. We don't like that. We're good. Let's change it. So
I know what we should do here.
I think Sony buying it was the first chink in the armor. You know what I mean? Like that was the first thing that made people be like,
is it going to still be the same?
I don't know how you're going to make up for that very, very big special thing.
They'll see. If you don't like it, don't go. And then their business will suffer, or bring your own pen and paper and just raise your...
Is that a call to protest, Eva Ruth?
Yeah, I'm calling people. I'm just saying, if you're unhappy with it, The having to report people on your phone for using their phone. It's
awkward.
It doesn't make sense. And how do you know that they're not just using the app?
Exactly. Just as a side note, you have this dark screen technology.
Allegedly.
Allegedly. Is that accessible for people who need a brighter screen to see?
Right? I was thinking about my mom.
I was thinking about my mom. What about people that have a really hard time reading their screen when it's dark? They're not, it's just
great point.
So many ways that this just is some bullshit, for lack of a more eloquent way to say it.
This sounds pretty eloquent to me.
This is some bullshit.
So on a lighter note, I'm really excited to talk about this. So the barbed wire, you guys recently published a story about an elderly cat and a group of women who have stepped in to help this cat. I need to hear this story. It's very sweet, and I don't even like cats. Tell us all about it, Leslie.
Look, I'm with you. I'm a dog mom. I am not a cat person. And I saw this story and I was like, oh, but I also want to give a shout out to our senior editor, Brian Garr, who's the author. He just has such a way of taking stories that are a little more serious and just adding such beautiful flair. I love it. But basically what happened was we were scrolling social media and we saw Carrie Blakinger, shout out to another great journalist who works for ProPublica. She posted about a fundraiser that was started by a group of incarcerated folks in Gatesville. And the fundraiser was to raise funds for this cat named OJ. And I was like, OJ? But it's short for, right? It's short for Orange Julius. So OJ is a senior cat who, and this is the part I can remember one of the lines it said that Brian wrote. And it said something along the lines of, these cats are showing up for people who don't really have anything more in their lives. And I was just like, oh my gosh. And so Orange Julius apparently has had a kidney infection. And so he's been going around and like yelping. He can't move very well. Like things were not looking good for the cat. So someone started the GoFundMe and it started off not raising a lot. And then of course, through the power of social media, it raised thousands of dollars in donations. And so Orange Julius was able to get to the vet. They fixed him up. And now, of course, they're like, well, what are we going to do with all the money? So now they've started a fund for the rest of the other cats at the facility. And it's just,
Get out of here.
I know.
My God.
It's such a good story. I think one of the things about it is in the midst of such heaviness, stories here in Austin, stories across just the world, the state of the world right now, it gets so heavy and it's easy to find yourself consumed in all that, especially, because we're always scrolling social media. And so reading a story like that is just so nice because it is the reminder of if we can just come together as like humans, like we can make a change, even if it's small, even if it's just this cat. It's not just about the cat, it's about the women who are at this facility who need that glimmer of hope. Brian wrote a couple pieces, of course, the initial one, but also he spoke to the daughter of the woman who was, kind of the spearhead of the fundraiser. There might potentially be a follow-up story. We're hoping that this good deed, sat well with officials, and let's just keep our fingers crossed that things are going to continue well for OJ and the girls.
Listen, they better leave those cats alone. Let these ladies have these cats.
Just in case you don't know where Gatesville is, it's about 100 miles north of Austin. So we're still calling it Central Texas. So it's still basically in our backyard. But yeah, how many cats are there at this prison and why?
Well, it's unclear. So what basically happens is like people, and I didn't know this was a thing, but people will just dump their cats at the prison. And
Wow.
Yes. And so the prison officials aren't, they're not against it because they, the cats are cats. They're cool cats. So they get through they just come and go as they please. But there's also like no official system set in place for like taking care of the cats. Y'all know stray cats, they have a way of multiplying. So there's no exact count for how many.
First of all, a couple of things. The fact that these women raised $11,000 for some cats is just next level to me. I'm sorry. I think it's sweet. And I don't know. It just warms my little black heart. But also, the part that I read that really sent me over the edge is that many of the women use their own limited commissary money to help feed and take care of the cats. I cannot. Y'all.
And commissary is already something that's not, you're not like rolling in the
You're
dough.
not.
Yeah.
You're not. It's like someone has to send you that money. Someone from the outside has to put money on your books for commissary. And that is like used to get, honestly, the most basic of things. Y'all,
That's
sorry.
very sweet. I think it's really interesting, too, because they, when you're in prison, you don't have access, like Leslie, you were talking about, like all the negative news and everything. They get some, but they get like a limited amount of that. And so it kind of makes you wonder, like, if we don't have all of that, is it easier to kind of focus on like what's actually helping you survive? And like, you know what I mean? Like the therapeutic parts of life that like we get so caught up in like these angry headlines and these divisive stories and everything. It's like, really just save the cat. Just save the cat,
Yeah. I think it's a good lesson, kind of like you're saying, in just being present, and I've been trying to find myself, find a way to do that in my life. Like just, I find myself in all these headlines too, and I get angry and like overwhelmed and what are we going to do? And I come back to, okay, what small change can I focus on right now, this moment that I can actually control? Wow, Eva Ruth, that's a beautiful way of looking at it. I'm going to go journal about this now.
The news industry is telling you that the news is bad, that we are bad.
Yeah.
Yes, I love this. Okay, so what are y'all getting into any fun things this weekend? Or y'all anything this week? Because it's MLK weekend, so a lot of us are off on Monday.
I have to clean out my closets.
Oh, no, that's not fun.
I know. And what I want to be doing, I want to be on a beach. Like just, I want to be on a beach sipping a pina colada. I guess a virgin one right now, but pina colada nonetheless, just on the beach. Yeah. But I won't be doing that. I'll be cleaning the closets. Maybe I'll listen to like some reggae, like to just get me in the mood. Make a little pina colada in my blender.
I love this idea. I'm here for it.
Yeah.
What about you, Eva Ruth?
Well, I am running a race in Big Bend on Sunday.
Woo!
Oh.
So I'm going to be doing that.
How long is it?
It's like 22 miles. But we'll be hiking and stuff. And I'm going with 3 good friends from Austin, my running pals. But before we leave, so we're leaving on Saturday, but tonight I have to tell y'all about this event that I'm going to try to make it to because I think it's going to be good training. It's like a lot of time on your feet is what they say you need. So at the 13th floor tonight is Jonathan Tubin's Soul Clap and Dance Off. And it starts at 8, and it's all night dancing to soul vinyl records. And Jonathan Tubin is like a New York DJ who's coming down. There's a midnight dance contest where you can win $100 if you're the best boot scooter. And then live performances by Pussy Gillette, Suckling, Cheap Fix, and DJ Jake Garcia and special guests. This sounds like such a good release, I think, and just a lot of fun. Like I love vinyl. I love soul.
That sounds amazing.
Yeah, I've been getting like a lot of these
looking it up.
Targeted ad, or I don't know. I guess I've been interacting with Instagram posts from this like Bristol dancing group in England where they just like kind of scoot around a lot on the dance floor. I have to
see this. I can't even imagine this. I'm like soul, but like boot scooting. Like
they're just like scooting around on the floor. I think it's going to be a good time and a good way to let off some steam. I'm still doing dry January, so but I've been living with that and enjoying doing things that I would usually do with a drink without a drink, like karaoke.
That's great.
So
Look
dance is my
That's
next
awesome.
challenge. Yeah.
Do you think you'll continue dry January? Like beyond January?
No.
You're like, no.
She's like, absolutely not. No, no, never, no.
Yeah. Sorry, Leslie.
Wow.
No, that's okay.
We've only got a few months ahead.
Yeah. I have not had a drink since July.
This is very selfish, but one of the reasons that I did not become a mother I was like, wait a minute, 9 months, no drinking? No, I'm not, that's okay.
Yeah.
I'm
Any
good.
reason
commitment.
is a perfect reason.
Mhm.
But I'm so glad other people keep having kids because then I can snuggle and kiss them.
Aw.
Um,
Is that what you're doing this weekend?
no, I wish I was. Man, I freaking love babies. Okay, so y'all, this weekend is MLK weekend. That means there is a lot of stuff going on. Here are places that I would like to go and that right now, Nikki, that has a lot of energy, is planning to go to. But
We'll see what happens.
we'll see what happens.
TBD.
Just
So
by the hour.
TBD. So first of all, tonight is Anxious at the Disco at the Highball. And it's going to be playing like your favorite songs from like Panic at the Disco, Taking Back Sunday, Yellow Card, Fall Out Boy, My Chemical Romance, Paramore. Like if that is your jam, tonight at the Highball, starting at 9 p.m., it's just going to be a whole night of that. And it's just going to be fun and therapeutic, and you can sing at the top of your lungs and dance and wear your emo hairstyle, and it's going to be amazing. Also tonight, if that is not your style, Chaotic Singles Party is happening at Stargazer, and it's the Sapphic edition from 8 to 11. So, you got to be single, you got to be chaotic, you got to be 21. Other than that, you come and you make your own experience.
You gotta be chaotic.
And it sounds like it's super cute. And then tomorrow, y'all know your girl loves a market, and Kind of Tropical's Vintage Market is back. So 12 to 6 p.m. out in the parking lot of Kind of Tropical. It's one of my favorite vintage markets in the city. So check it out. Also, tomorrow night, Dolly Parton birthday tribute show benefiting Ham. Listen, Dolly Parton is a national global treasure.
Yes.
And it's going to be happening at Sagebrush, $20, 7 to midnight. There's going to be drag. There's going to be all kinds of stuff. And it benefits Ham. And if you don't know what Ham is, go listen to one of our old shows.
Health Alliance for Austin musicians.
And make sure,
Yeah.
make sure our musicians get health care.
Mm-hmm.
$20 is not, that's a
Exactly.
great price.
It's a great price. You'll have DJs,
It's a steal.
band, and
Yeah.
drag. Like, come on, it's a steal. And it's a Sagebrush, and Sagebrush is so fun. So also happening tomorrow during the day, if you have, if you're the gay like I am, Les in the Capitol is doing an MLK Day party, but it's for lesbians and allies, and that's happening at Pop on West 6. It's going to be from 4 to 9. There's going to be a DJ. There's going to be dancing. We're going to be celebrating being Black. It's going to be amazing. And then on Sunday, the Far Out Lounge is also having a market. And their market is huge. It's going to be like 40 plus vendors, food, live music, and a petting zoo. And then lastly, certainly not least, Monday is MLK Day. I want to remind everybody that the city has a great MLK celebration. The march kicks off at 9:30 a.m. on the south steps of the Capitol, and there's a rally. And then after the rally, the march takes everybody to HT, Houston Tillotson, for the Martin Luther King Community Festival, and that's going to go on from 11 a.m. to 3 p.m. And there'll be bands, and there'll be vendors, and it all supports the Central Texas Food Bank. So that is all of the things.
Woohoo!
There's
Yeah.
a lot going on.
And you know what? If you are hearing all of this and none of it sounds good, do not forget that we have an entire events calendar.
Mhm.
Our newsletter editor, Kelsey Bradshaw, keeps our calendar full and busy, and there are plenty of things to do in the city. And,
Yeah.
if you have used us as a resource and you love us the way Leslie loves us, you can become a neighbor today, and you can get perks and swag and go to our member events that we are planning right now. That's going to be super, super, super cute.
And you get our events. You'll get our events listing once a week. Like on Monday, we send our
We'll send
whole
them to you.
event calendar directly to you, so you can plan out your whole week and meet up with Nikki at all the places where she goes over the weekend.
When she has energy.
When I have energy. Listen, Friday,
Look, I'm
Friday
just like
Nikki,
that.
Friday Nikki is like, let's go. But then
Mhm.
Saturday Nikki is like, I just want some ice cream. But y'all go to membership.citycast.fm and just check it out. See if you want to become our neighbor. Eva Ruth, Leslie, this has been a gosh damn pleasure. Like, this has been a
Sure
pleasure.
was.
Thank you so much. Leslie, it's always so great to have you on.
Thank you. Thank you so much. I love y'all.
I love you. And
Aw,
also,
she's
congrats
hearting
on your
us.
baby. Oh my
Yay.
gosh. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh.
Thank you.
This has been the best. Thank y'all so much. Thank you so much.
Thanks
Till next time.
Bye.
Bye.
That's all for today here on CityCast Austin. Our executive producer is Eva Ruth Morvek. Our producers this week are Lizzie Goldsmith, Elizabeth Kama, and Alyssa Castles. And I'm your host, Nikki Devon. Our Hey Austin newsletter editors this week are Natalia Aldana and Kelsey Bradshaw. Music is by Nelson Valente Aguilar of Como Las Movies, with additional music by All the Kimonos, Leslie Abraham, courtesy of Epidemic Sound, and 8 Main from Triple Scoop Music via Getty Images. We'll be off on Monday for MLK Day, but we will be back on Tuesday morning with more news from around the city. Bye, y'all.